how much you drink until you move back home with your family. My mother can tell when I'm pouring grape juice or orange juice. She's like, Jacqueline, it's not even noon yet. Are you pouring wine? You're lucky it's not heroin. I should be high all goddamn day. I live here with you. She's a liar. I didn't realize that. You don't know when you're growing up that your mother's a liar. Because she's the neighborhood older lady, and the neighborhood is worried about her. You know, with COVID, she's in an age group where if she got COVID, she'd die in a half hour. So I've been worried about her for the whole year, okay? People come around, they're like, Miss Carol, are you staying home? Are you being... She's like, I'm so scared of the COVID. Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ. I don't go anywhere. I stay home to be nice and safe. This bitch is gone every day for 3 hours. I don't know where she's going. She comes back with a bag with 1 can of ginger ale, 4 bananas, an apple. This ain't essential, bitch. You're gonna die. What are you doing? She pays all of her bills in person like it's 1990. Jackie, I want to pay my Macy's bill in person. I have 11 computers on me right now. I can't pay shit for her online. She's obsessed with how many things she owns, the number of them, utensils. She's like, Jackie, I had 9 forks. Where are 2 of my forks? They're in my fucking sock drawer. Why would I have your forks? So what I do now, I go on Amazon, I bought her 498 forks. I'm not gonna have this fight every day. If she can't find it, I'm gonna order 1,000 of them. She has never tried to speak proper English my whole life. Been here longer than I've been alive. We had a new baby born in our family, new baby boy, new baby cousin. My mom's on the phone with the baby boy on FaceTime, telling him nursery rhymes, I think. She's like, the itchy bitchy spider. That's not how it goes. But she keeps trying. She keeps trying. Like Humpty Dumpty fell off of the wall. And little Miss Muffet eats him. That's 2 stories, and you made them horror stories. None of that shit is right. She's a little bit racist. Because my father, he passed away 4 years ago. And he was the complexion of Lionel Richie. He's a very light-skinned black man. My mother is a very dark-skinned woman. So whenever I bring home a man who wasn't light like my father, and mom's like, Jacqueline, your boyfriend is a monkey. I'm like, Mommy, I appreciate the honesty, but he's standing right here. Can he go home first? I'm a casual marijuana smoker. You guys are clapping at the weirdest shit. I'm a casual marijuana smoker, but I don't smoke in front of my mother. I really can't smoke. I mean, I do in my bedroom, but when I smoke a joint, I do it out the window. I'm like a window AC unit. Half my body's outside, half is inside, trying to get high and have her not smell that shit. Because I learned about weed. I learned about weed in California. I'm glad they're going to make it legal in New York because we're all high all the time anyway. In California, though, it's a different thing, though. It's everywhere. It's the kids are high, the mailman, your doctor. Everyone's high in California. You have to go to a dispensary. My dispensary was next door to my bank. You understand that's not the real world? And my girlfriend had to teach me about weed out there. She's like, Jackie, we're going to ease you into the world of weed slowly. We're going to give you an edible. But you can't have the whole edible, only eat the corner. I said, I'm a big girl, I want to eat the whole thing. He's like, no, you'll die, only eat the corner, that's it. So I ate the corner, brought the rest home, I ate the whole thing. I got so high, I called an ambulance for myself. Do you understand? When the guys got to my house, I was wearing my old wedding dress, a parka, a cowboy hat, a pair of skis. Bitch, you know I don't ski. Where I get skis from? But when you're high, you find shit around the house.
I see a lot of young millennials in here, and I love you, and I'm going to talk to you because I love what you're going to do. You guys are going to change things because you have hope. We don't have hope, but we can write in cursive. Might need us to read the Declaration of Independence one day, so you better be nice. No one believed in us. We weren't allowed to have hopes and dreams. Children were supposed to be, now listen to this, what? Seen and not heard. You see how all the old people said that? Because we've been dying to say something in public since the 80s. Seen and not heard. That meant as long as you were present, You were a good kid, like a mute child was the perfect child for our parents back then. We weren't allowed to have, we weren't friends with our parents. Millennials, you're friends with your parents. Look, I see some of you here tonight with your parents. Well, I don't even know my mother's first name. I asked her once. She was like, none of your damn business. That's what it is. Millennials, God bless you. You're just not tough. I love you, but I could take your whole generation out with a jar of peanuts. All right? Just not tough. We weren't allowed to have feelings. I remember once telling my father, I'm like, I'm cold. He was like, no, you're not. Okay, I guess I'm not. I don't know. We would do things like, you would have nicknames based on your flaws. I have a brother, To-Do, because he used to play with a toilet paper roll all the time. To-do, 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 to-do. We only let him play with that because he broke all our toys. He broke our Stretch Armstrong. That was indestructible. They showed the commercial, 2 trucks pulling it apart. That little to-do broke it. We had horrible toys back then. My son solved the Rubik's Cube. We had the Rubik's Cube, but I never solved it. Not for real. I did peel the stickers off and tell everybody. Sorry that I have to admit that now. Sorry. I just want to. That generation grew up, you grew up with things to do. When you're in the car going somewhere, you're on your cell phones, your iPhones, you're playing on the iPad, you're watching DVDs. We had nothing in the back seat of the car. Nothing. We used to make up games specifically to hit each other. Right? If a Volkswagen Beetle passed your car and its headlight was out, someone was getting knocked out. Those were the rules. To-do lost 2 teeth one summer. And my father yelled at him, you should have paid attention. You should have paid attention. Now I have a 21-year-old nephew who comes and stays with me, and he came in and he was all sweaty. And he had a gym bag and he put it on the counter. I go, what's going on? He said, I joined a fight club. Oh, well, you're going to get kicked out. Because you just broke the first rule. I thought about it for a long time, and I said to him, I don't understand. Why would you join a fight? What did they have, a Dungeons and Dragons tournament? Why would you join a fight club? And he said to me, listen, prepare yourself. He said, I wanted to learn how to take a punch. I said, lean over the counter. I will knock you out for half the membership fee. People didn't care about us. They would forget us. If we went on vacation, sometimes you'd hear those stories of a kid being left at a rest area for like 6 hours. Do the math. Old math, not this new stupid math. Do the math. The real basic math. 6 hours. That means the parents had to drive for 3 hours before they realized that little brat was not in the car. Because you didn't have to have a seatbelt. I told you, because nobody cared about us. You could lay in the back window. You could lay on the hump. No one cared. You could run alongside. They thought it was funny. They did not care. You'd go to try to put a seatbelt on, and your father go, oh, what do you think, I'm a bad driver? It's just different. We could do anything we want, go anywhere. Be like, I'm going outside. There were 2 places, outside and inside. Like literally, your parents knew that your friend's house was 8 miles down the street, across traffic. You had to ride your bicycle, that the handlebars were way up here. That's why we all have back problems. You'd go down to your friend's house. What was the big thing? What was it? They didn't have a cell phone on you, right? Or a little longitude, latitude. What was their big protection scheme for us when we were kids? Take your little brother. Take your little brother. Oh, so what? The kidnapper wouldn't have to come back twice? Is that why? Why make him put miles on his van? Saturday mornings were crazy. Crazy. Those were the mornings, too, that other brothers and sisters were made. I don't know for sure. My one brother does. Because he walked in. Now, I don't know what he saw, but I can tell you what I heard. He went to rat on me. Because in the old days, remember when there was only one TV in the house, so it was a brawl to figure out who was going to watch what they wanted to watch when the parents weren't around. It was all-out battle war. And I don't want to brag, but I'm a good crotch puncher. So he went to tell on me, and this is what I heard. I heard him pound on the door, and he must have pounded so hard that the door opened, right? And I heard my mother go, "Ah!" And then I heard my father go, "Get the hell out of here!" And then I heard my brother go, "Get off my mommy!" And then an hour later, his eye went crooked. Like it was like, I have seen enough. I'm busy. Melanius, I know you don't understand busy sometimes because you're young and I'm saying all this with love. I'm trying to help you understand that sometimes time is the most precious commodity. I don't have time to do a lot of stuff. I don't have time. Like, that's how you get in trouble, because you have too much time. Your threesomes and all that weird sex stuff you do. Listen, I don't have time for that. If there was another woman in bed with my husband and I'd be like, "You got this covered?" Because I got things to do. I'm busy. We're busy. All I want to do is sleep. Sometimes we sleep and have sex at the same time. My favorite position is awake. I don't even want to get into that stuff. It is weird to talk about that stuff here. Is he looking? I have been all around the world, and I will tell you one thing. If you can save yourself some time, because remember, time is precious, don't engage the crazy. Don't ask people their thought process. Don't ever ask why, because you'll never understand how crazy people think, because you're not crazy. Like if you walk into someone's house and they have more than 2 chia pets, turn around and walk right back out. You're never going to understand that. If you have those little stickers of your whole entire family on your back window, punch yourself repeatedly in the head. Okay? It's unnecessary.
My mom and I actually got divorced at the same time this time. She's had a few goes, but we live in a duplex by the airport. And, so things are good. No, I do think I should. My kids want me to start dating, They're 20 and 16, and I think they're worried about me choking alone on food. They're like, "You need a spotter. You need somebody on duty." I did. I choked over the summer. I was eating watermelon, and I was really eating it. I was excited about that watermelon. And I started to choke for real. And what scared me is I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't get up and start ramming myself into the counter or go to the neighbor bill. I didn't call anybody. I just sat there like, well, this is it. This is what's taking me out. Not so sweet, this watermelon. But eventually I did wiggle it down. Fellas, I put that in my Hinge profile. I can wiggle down a little watermelon if I'm choking. No, it's hard to come out of, I was married for 14 years and now I'm out, not gay out. I've licked a puss, but I don't count it. I'm like prison gay. Like out here, there's too many dicks, but locked up day one, I'm finding a bitch in there. They should add that type of gay to the flag. Just add another bar, a prison bar. It's like all rainbow and then steel. Just marching in the pride parade in stripes. Gay for the stay. There's a lot of poly people, polyamorous. I don't like them. I don't. They're like the vegans of relationships. They're always talking about it and trying to recruit you into their weird shit they got going on. I feel like poly people are people that got cheated on so many times that they're like, no, I like it. Actually, I really like it, so not gonna hurt me anymore. I'm dead inside. I'll suck the dick right after you suck it. I don't care. I'll watch you suck it, then I'll suck it. I'm broken. They're always ugly, too. You notice that? They're the ugliest. It's like, how'd you get one person to fuck you? You're getting multiple people? What, do you have a boat? What's going on? Like, they're ugly nerds, all of them. Yeah. So I did. I joined Hinge, like I said, and that's depressing. I can't believe we're all doing this to each other. And half the time you're getting judged by somebody taking a shit. That just... It's so not romantic, just knowing someone's like, no. Or worse, yes, you know? It's a lot of rejection for these men, too. And men, you're not built for 50 no's a day. That's how somebody gets stabbed, telling a man no that much. And you can hear when a guy's been on those apps for too long, because he'll put things in the profile like, if you're not ready to get married, don't even look over here. I'm done playing games, bitch. I'm like, wow. I'm new here. Hi. Nice to meet ya. So aggressive. And they all have the same photos. They all have a fish. The fish, yes. And the fish, I think, is trying to say, I can provide. If it gets real bad, you'll eat once. I hope you like bluegill, bitch. We're gonna split it. And then the second photo, I feel like it's trying to make up for all the anger in the profile, because it'll be them with a dog. Like, look, I don't kill everything. But the one that really bothers me, it's them with a kid, and then in the profile they say, not my kid pictured. And I'm like, I don't want you handsy with kids. That's not yours. What are you, Dan Schneider? Get fucked. Sending me digital roses? No. I need Unhinged. That's the app that I want. Where it's just your diagnosis. The medications you're on. The side effects to those medications. So when you don't come, I don't feel bad. I'm just like, oh, that's that Lexapro kicking in, no problem. I'm not offended. I wanted some watermelon, just check on me. I think with the data, they could match us up by our mental illnesses. Like, match my depression with your OCD so you motivate me. Let's get this closet in order. You know, put some labels in the kitchen, color code some things. Don't send a rose, send help. Send a digital Xanax, that would be amazing. It's like, I hope you're calm at work. I do have anxiety pretty bad, always have. And anyone else have anxiety here? Should have been everybody. If you're not anxious right now, you're fucked up. Something is wrong with you. I don't know if you've looked outside. Yeah, I do have anxiety pretty bad. I take CBD oil for my anxiety, and I'm on a steady drip all day. I feel like I'm the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. I get scared and I freeze, and I'm like, oil can. Oil can. I get a few drips, and I'm like, okay. I'm ready to go to the DMV now. A big trigger for my anxiety is symptoms. Like, if you're sick, don't tell me about it because I start to get it. Like, if you're like, I have a fever, I'm like, it is hot in here. It is. And one time, sometimes I get so scared that I faint, like one of those little goats. You know, you see them on YouTube where you scare them and they just tip over.
Told me to go no contact with my mom, so I stopped talking to her. To my therapist, not to my mom. I'm not gonna stop talking to my mom. My therapist is like, she doesn't have any boundaries. She was born in 1955. We invented boundaries in 2018. She's not catching up, dude. Maybe we try and just meet her where she's at. My mom could kill my boyfriend and I would still visit her in prison. I would be pissed, you know. Not saying I wouldn't. I would use my I feel statements I've been learning in therapy. It'd be like, Mom, I felt very angry and sad when you killed my boyfriend. But I got some cigarettes up my ass with your name on, Toots. She'd be like, what? Why'd you bring them in your ass? They let us have those here. I'm not smoking cigarettes, been in your fucking ass. Out of your mind? They probably smell like shit. They're for sure broken. But yeah, she had surgery. She just beat breast cancer. They removed the boobs. Okay. Good as new. They even offered her new boobs. I was like, okay, Mom, here's where we make our money back. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's have a conversation. I was excited for her. I wanted to help her pick some out of the catalog. I was like, let's get you a set of juicy nasties. Here we are. Now's your time to shine. Let's get you some of the ones with the crack down the middle. Here we go. I was excited for her. She didn't even want him. She was like, no, I'm fine. But they were included in the surgery. Insurance was going to pay for them. I was like, shit, I'll take the tits. No one else wants them? Fucking fix my ass up. All I'm saying is ask the other people at your table if someone else wants your fries before you tell the waitress not to bring them. I'll take those tits. The nurse was like, it doesn't work that way. All right, fuck you too, bitch. And that is the second time I didn't get big boobs from my mom. I have a friend who's getting a breast reduction because she has back problems. But I have back problems. I don't even have giant boobs. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's just like 80% of adults, dude. What makes you so sure that's the boobs' fault? Awful confident in ourselves, aren't we? I'm like, what if they make them small and your back still hurts? Something to think about. Because I got news for you, sweet cheeks. If you don't like having a bad back and big juicy titties, you are going to hate having a bad back and a flat chest. That's some real shit right there. It's a risk. I would be a bad friend not to say that to her. And I can't wait till after the surgery. She's just like, damn, dude, my shit is still fucked. I'm like, yeah, I thought about that. Can you imagine she gets it done and then later on she's like, yeah, it turns out I was just wearing the wrong shoes. And she walks away with ugly shoes, tiny titties. That's why me personally, if I had huge boobs and a bad back, I'd be like, well, I guess you're doing surgery on my back. I lost my boobs in the war on obesity. I'm down over 50 pounds now. Thanks. Yeah, I thought I was done. I've been feeling good. I'm in the weight range my doctor gave me, but I was working with an elderly comedian recently. That's relevant. Give me a moment. And he was just like, Laura, you look incredible. Have you lost more weight? I was like, yeah, thank you so much. He goes, what do you got, 10 more? I was like, well, I do now. No, what I actually did was I burst out laughing and I said, I can't believe you just fucking said that to me. And that was when he realized he shouldn't have said it. Like, he's not a bad guy. I know him. He was trying to be supportive. So then he tried to dig himself out. He was just like, oh, well, I only asked because a long time ago, I used to lift girls. And I can't lift them if they're over 120. So I want you to lose more weight for selfish reasons. I was like, you gotta stop talking, man. It's just gotta end right now. Being liftable by a 76-year-old man is not one of my health goals. But I can't eat jack shit anymore. I was watching a commercial, it had stuff in it, I was like, oh, I could probably eat that. It was like chicken, rice, vegetables. They spun it up, it was dog food. I bought a case, it's not bad stuff. Turns out I'm an Alpo gal, who knew? Try to keep the wet food to the weekends, you know how it is. Because I have these digestive issues. I've been having this problem when I fly. Anyone else, just by applause, do you get gas when you fly? Oh, okay. It's so many more people than that. I know, because I Googled it when we landed. I barely had to type in the W. And Google was like, why do I get gas when I fly? I'm like, yeah. Word for word, that is what I was going to type. Turns out it's an air pressure thing. Like how your ears pop, your butt wants to pop too. But it can't. Until you land, and then I set myself free. I don't give a fuck. It is medical at that point. I just deflate my way to baggage claim, truly. It was like a balloon someone let go of. Can hardly keep my little legs underneath me. I'm like, shit, carousel 5 already. And then you use those toilets they got at the airport that flush themselves, which I think I prefer to flush. The timing on those gets real aggressive. It snatched the toilet paper out of my goddamn hand. Like, could I have a second, please? Before you rip my lips off? Shit. I fainted of autism on a flight recently. I got overstimulated and it was too much. And I always freak out when I fly. I give myself my sky talk, and I was giving it to myself. I was just like, you're just a person in a chair. That's all you are. You're just sitting. Couldn't fuck this up if you tried. I know it feels like you're not breathing, but we know that you are, because it always feels like this, and you've never died, so we're fine. This is just a feeling. And then I started losing consciousness, and I was like, oh no, I am dying this time. Oh, okay. But by the time I realized what was happening, I was too weak to push the flight attendant call button. I kind of just flapped my hand on it. And I had to ask the lady next to me to help me, but I didn't want to tell her I was sick because I didn't want her to think I was going to barf on her. So I said, I'm going to die. And then I said, help, I'm dying. And then I fainted onto her.
Though, and not care anymore, because there's 7 kids in my family. They were as strict as you could be, but now they're grandparents. My one brother's got 3 boys. They're 4, 2, and nothing, whatever you call that. I don't know. He's new. And my parents volunteered to babysit for 3 days while him and his wife went away. I said, oh, I'll come down and help you for a couple days. I'm off in the middle. Sure, I'll help. And my dad, very patient. My mom, still not even this day. She told the older one, Patrick, I need you to put the iPad down. He goes, no. Wow. Now look at the guts on him. She told me to eat a pill, and I just did it. At this age, like, I didn't even look at what color it was. That's how obedient I am. Wow, look at this guy. Look at this guy. 4. No. She said, Patrick, I'm not kidding. I said, put the iPad down. He goes, no. And he shut the door right at her. My mom unravels. Jack, did you see what he did? Did you see what Vicky, you are 70. He is 4. Get a handle on yourself. We can't reparent these people in 3 days. I don't care what goes on here. It's our job to get out alive, okay? I don't care if he eats the iPad. I don't. We'll buy another iPad. That's what we'll do. All I know is 2 hours before they get home, we're going to shower the 3 of them, put them on the couch and go, they were lovely. And then we're going to the casino. That's how this is going to end. Yeah, they've gotten more liberal the older they've got, which is weird because usually your parents go the other way. Like the very first Obama election, I wanted Hillary. My parents are old school Democrats, but my dad does not like the Clintons. He hates the Clintons because of NAFTA. He's never going to get over NAFTA. How could you think about supporting that woman? She was with him the whole way on NAFTA, the whole way. And if you'd like to know exactly what's wrong with NAFTA and the problems that it has caused this country, you can call 573. 348, blah, 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 blah. Ask for Jack, and you will get a 2-hour dissertation on why exactly this country has fallen apart. They wanted Obama. I voted for Obama, but I always thought, I think he thinks we're a little bit more of a team than we are. Like, here's the thing, sir, we get you elected, and then you do shit, and then you tell us about it. That's how I thought this was gonna roll. Oh, no, not with Obama. He's on TV all the time. America, I'm going to need your help on this. Sir, we are busy, okay? Shark Week is on. I don't know if you're familiar with that. That's not something you tape. You got to watch that live. It always sucks on tape. Doomsday Preppers, I have 8 episodes I've yet to watch. I don't even watch reality, but if you have never seen that show, I think it's the craziest you can be. They are preparing for the end of the world, these people. They all think it's something different. A dirty bomb, the government's going to take over, or they have all these ideas of how the world's going to end, but they prepare differently. They have bunkers, they have medicine for life. But what's even more bizarre than what they're doing is every single one of them is married. Wow, really? I have normal, nice friends that can't get a date. And you... How'd you throw that out on christianmingle.com and get a hit back? That's all I want to know. How do you just toss that out there like it's normal? Hobbies? Preparing for the end of the world. You can't throw something else in. Tennis. I mean, what? No. And then somebody hit you back. OMG, me too. Meet me at Costco. Lots of things to buy. Can't wait. This is going to get weird. Waiting for shit to get weird. Obama is always reaching out. God love him. America, if you agree with me on how to solve this financial crisis, I'm going to need you to email your congressmen and representatives. I'm like, well, then I'm going to need you to email me who they are. Because unless they're hosting Shark Week or preparing for the end of the world, I am probably not familiar with their work. Because the ticket didn't say Obama Madigan. The ticket said Obama Biden. So if you need some help, I suggest you get that smiling Irishman you hired out of a bar, who is my favorite person on the planet, by the way. Because there's a reason he's always smiling. Because he was smart enough to go for vice president. Yes, All the alcohol, none of the problems. That is the job you go for. If you have, what do you want to be number one for? Blah, 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 blah. Cut your ego down a level. There's nothing wrong with Air Force Two. Same plane, different number, same plane. Yes. Yes. Yeah, and you don't even have to answer anything. What do you think about the financial? I don't know. I really don't want to talk about it. The ice in my margarita is melting, though. And I have to go to a funeral in Turkey of a person I've never heard of. And I got to act sad. So I'm going to need a few more drinks, and then I'll talk to you guys later. Obama. I really think he starts out on such a high intellectual level sometimes. I saw him 2 months ago on TV. He just gave a random speech. He goes, America, I'm here to update you about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Really? It's going to start right there? Well, I'm here to update you, sir. That's funny. I have an update, too. Up until 6 months ago, I thought Fannie Mae was a candy factory in Chicago. Thank you. And I couldn't understand why a candy factory was allowed to hand out home loans. And then I really couldn't understand who thought to go there. Like, that's brilliant. Like, well, hey, the bank said no. Why don't we go down to the candy factory and see if they seem to be doing well. And I thought Freddie Mac was a candy bar that they made I hadn't yet tasted in it. And I thought, I'm going to look for that at the airport, and I hope it has caramel in it. They speak about these things as if we're all updated. The deficit, they say that as if it's a real tangible number. The deficit is 3,007,804. Now is the time to get concerned. Really? Now? Why? Why now? You're in charge. You didn't panic at 2 trillion. I think you're bullshitting. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And I can't even fathom $1 trillion. None of us can. I mean, we can't. You can't. It's not a tangible thing. I would be more frightened and motivated to action if I saw one of the important politicians go on TV and go, the deficit is mashed potatoes. Wait a minute, what did he say? What is he implying? Are we running out of mashed potatoes? That's ridiculous. That's my favorite thing in the whole world. If that is true, then someone get Idaho on the phone right now. They go, hello, you were in charge of 2 things, crazy militias and potatoes. And if you can't keep that together anymore, I don't even understand the difference between the deficit and the debt. And my brother's the financial advisor, and he's younger than me, and he knows how to speak, like, you know, down to my level. And I said, Pat, in an easy way, explain to me what is the difference between the deficit and the debt. He goes, okay, I will. Just pay attention. And he started talking. And I don't know how far in it was. I would say probably the 40-second mark, I drifted out a lot, right? But he didn't catch me until about the 90-second mark. And he's like, are you even paying attention anymore? I go, no, but I got to tell you what I have been doing. I heard about this, and now I'm doing it, and you have to do it at work because it'll make you smile and laugh so hard. If you go to Google and type in Batman cat, and then hit images. Oh my God, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's real, Pat. It's not a joke. It's a real cat. It's a long-haired black guy, and they combed his hair, and it looks like the Batman mask. And yeah, I mean, they're holding him up, but that's not cheating. I mean, they're just holding him. And if I don't know if it's for sale, like, I don't even want a cat, but I want that cat. So every morning I'd wake up, he'd be on my chest, I'm Batman. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I would never not have a happy day if I owned that cat. He's like, Kathleen, I'm at work. Yeah, whatever. I gotta go.
Don't be mad. Don't you want to get married? No, nobody gets married for for the first time at 70. No. No. Not unless there's a verified pension and a diagnosis. You don't get married. You just don't do it. And I said, honey, you get married when you're young. And you have your whole life ahead of you. And you have all these dreams and aspirations, and you have somebody to share all that with, and then you grow old together, and you blame them for the shit you didn't get to do, and that's growing old. That's marriage. I said, at 70, I am not bringing much to the table. Maybe the smell of CBD oil and Altoids. That's pretty much it. They try so hard, though. They do try hard. My birthday last year, they got me a gift card for a tattoo. I'm coming to you. Now, you have beautiful tattoos on your arms and your wherever I can see. And that's your generation. And I understand that. Did you design those?
I came up with the design.
You came up with a design. You found something that could match your concept.
Yeah.
This gift card's for $100.
It's like 60.
So they're cheap bitches on top of that. They're driving me crazy. I haven't had it. They want me to give it back to them. I'm going to give it to the guy living down the end of my block. Honest to God, I'm not going to give it back to him. What are you going to have done? What are you going to have done? Well, I don't know what I'm going to have done. Maybe I'll have my upper lip put back on my fucking face. Because I don't know where the hell that went, but it's gone. It came off with the mask. And then I became an Amish man. I've never had so much facial hair in my whole life. That is not easy to pluck either. You can pluck it all you want, but honest to God, it hurts, doesn't it? Hurts like a senator. You get older, it just doesn't, and it's long. It made me question my pronouns. I'm in the bathroom tugging on that. The pliers are not cutting it. I have needle nose pliers. I stopped tugging. Because I realized every time I tugged really hard, my left breast would go up 2.5 inches. So I just started tying them off. So anyway, they want me to have, I don't want symbols. This skin's not coming back, honey. I've lost a lot of weight, and there's not a spank in the world that's going to hold this shit up. Do you understand me? So I'm just, and I don't want pictures, and I don't, I told my niece, just to make her crazy, my youngest, I'd get help me with this, tramp stamp. That's it. See, that's the perfect place for an older person to put their tattoos. Back here, you put your social security numbers back there. You put your blood type, in case of emergency phone number. You can put your allergies down your butt cheeks. Because there's a good chance when I wander away from the home, I'm going to be naked. My sweet Irish niece calls me up. She goes, I know what you should have done. You have to have the Irish prayer tattooed on your body. I said, no words. There's no words going on this body. Are you kidding me? Someday somebody's going to be putting me on a bedpan, and I don't want that conversation to start with, hey, what's your tattoo say? It says faster. Honest to God. I get away with a lot of stuff. I do, and I'm looking at my friends up here with the silver hair. You have beautiful hair. Did you guys you went gray fairly early in your life or no? See, I started going gray when I was 18. Oh yeah, seriously, gray. My mom and dad were both salt and pepper by the time they're 25, and they're almost white by the time they're 30. So it was hereditary. And back in the 60s, gas was 23 cents, but you dye your hair at the hairdresser, it was 25. That was a lot of money. And then it was $35, then it was $45, then it was $55, then you're doing blowjobs for rich jobs. And I got bad knees, so it wasn't paying off. So, and funny, and when I first do a stand-up, everybody goes, "You got to dye your hair. You're in the show business." I don't care. I get away with so much more. We get away with shit. We do. I have guys running across the parking lot to open the door for me, and if they're not running, I'm going, "Hey." It's amazing. It's amazing what, and I forget I'm gray. Okay, this happened at the grocery store. I hate the grocery store, by the way. I used to love it. I don't like it anymore. What we got through, the one thing you don't see at the grocery store anymore since COVID is you don't see that little cart that looks like a little car. That you put the little ADD people in. And then you just drag them by shit they can't have. Until they work themselves into such a frenzy. Prior to COVID, if I was in the aisle with those kids and they're having a meltdown, I was the next target. Always. Oh. You're a fatty. You're fatty. You're a fatty. You're fatty. Whoa. Slow your roll, Tiger. Come on now, that's not nice. Don't say that. No. There's no Santa. Yeah, now we're both living with disappointment, aren't we? When they had all those kids, those little 14-year-old kids that they would hire, to go get the carts that I put behind your SUVs. They overhire them at my store every year, and they said, "Oh, look busy. You got to look busy." So they would wait for older people to start walking into the store so they could just ambush us. You're going into the store and they're, "Hi, how are you? Find everything? Oh my God, I'm fine. Leave me alone. I've done this before."
Yeah, I got a gay ex-husband. Do you? No? It's good. It's good. People always say to me, "How did you not know?" We were having a lot of sex. How the hell did I know he was fantasizing about the waiter at Olive Garden? I think the thing is, though, I have no gaydar. Because, honestly, the handwriting was on the wall. Shortly after we were married, we both agreed to give each other one free pass. Should the, celebrity of our dreams want to have sex with us? He picked Cher. And I picked Bruce Jenner. Peter had opinions about my hair, my makeup, my clothes. He especially liked me in very high heels, which later I found out is a phallic symbol. So now he's gay, and I got bunions. When we were doing The Nanny, everybody said that I was a gay icon, but when Peter came out, that's when I was elevated to Judy Garland status. Needless to say, we split up, but are happily divorced. So there I was, single, ready to mingle, and as fate would have it, I get diagnosed with cancer. Can you believe it took me 2 years and 8 doctors to get a proper diagnosis with uterine cancer? I got in the stirrups more times than Django. And every doctor had a different solution for my symptoms. Leg pain, oh, drink gin and tonics before going to bed. Stool change, stop eating so much spinach. Hard breath, you got the tits of an 18-year-old. Which I do, by the way. But there I was with perky breasts in need of roughage, going to bed sloshed in some vain attempt to cure myself. Doctor number 8 said, you need an endometrial biopsy. But doctor number 1 said, I was too young for that. And I didn't ask what it's for, because I was just so thrilled to be too young for anything. 3 days later, they said I had cancer and I needed a hysterectomy. Oh my God, I can't even tell you. When I came home from the hospital, I was so depressed and so weak. I remember looking at myself in front of the mirror naked at my misshapen, swollen, black and blue abdomen, wondering, who is this woman in the reflection? I had always been everyone else's caregiver. I was the stalker. I was the superwoman. Well, it just so happens, on that day, Cousin Susan was coming for lunch. Mom prepared a beautiful spread, and we all sat around the dining room table to eat. Susan was talking a mile a minute, and suddenly, she starts choking on her food. Well, I immediately jumped to my feet, got behind her, and started doing the Heimlich maneuver. My dad, who rarely comes up for air when there's food placed in front of him, suddenly said, she's choking. And my mom, in a voice not unlike my own, says, don't rip your stitches. Every time I did the maneuver, Cousin Susan's glass of white wine, which she still had in her hand, went splashing across the room. When suddenly, miraculously, this tiny piece of regurgitated poultry pops out of her mouth and lands on the floor. Well, we all gathered around to look at it. Mom bent down with a big white napkin and picked it up and said, it's not even that big. And Cousin Susan, still gasping for breath, said, Fran, you saved my life. And I really did save her life. But in an unexpected way, on that day, Cousin Susan saved mine. Because that was the moment I was beginning to feel like my old self again. Fast forward, I'm a survivor. I found it. I founded cancerschmancer.org. I'm middle-aged, I'm single, and I'm ready to date again. I find myself in bed with a younger guy. Out of the blue, the dude says to me, when did you quit smoking? And I'm thinking, that's a funny thing to say. Then it occurs to me, he's looking at my estrogen patch and thinking it's for nicotine. Now I'm wondering, what's more of a turnoff, smoking or menopause? So I say to him, it's only been 3 months and it's very hard. We had great sex, then he jumped on a skateboard and never saw him again. Oh, I'll tell you, this whole aging thing is for the birds. Yesterday, I could not remember the word asparagus. Now, when I couldn't remember a word when I was in my 40s, I would joke about it and say, I'm having a senior moment. Now it's no joke. And that's not the worst of it. All of a sudden, my rings don't fit. My shoes are tight. So my girlfriend says to me, oh, well, you know, parts of your body keep growing as you get older. Wait a minute, what? Yeah, didn't you know? Your hands, your feet, your nose, your ears, they all keep getting bigger as you age. That's sexy. Because, you know, there's a million guys out there wanting to sleep with a hobbit. Oh, I could kill Peter for turning gay. Meanwhile, neither of us have anyone. Watch, we'll end up back together. And should we ever want to have sex, we only have to hire one guy.
My husband is very smart and very quiet and an introvert and does very well and then married me, and we've been exactly the opposite, but it has worked. He's a big man. He's 6'4". He can kick a door in, and I like that. He works like a dog, and he loves a baby. Let me tell y'all that he is a baby cuddler at East Tennessee Children's Hospital. He cuddles the drug-dependent babies every week of the world as a volunteer. I know, sweet. He didn't help me with mine. Because he was out making a living and paying for all this. We've got 2 still in college, and I wanted a 4th baby so bad when my baby child went to kindergarten. I nearly grieved myself to death. I thought, Lord, what am I going to do with all this time on my hands? I hope I don't get hooked on whiskey and start honky-tonking. And about 3 weeks into her going to kindergarten, I was like, woohoo! Woohoo! Now I can go get a pap smear without somebody sitting on my head. But my husband, when I dropped her off, he said, meet me at the IHOP. Because he knows that pancakes get me through a hard time. And I was crying, and I said, I want another baby. And he said, why don't you get a job? Yeah, right. So I said, I want a 4th baby. And he said, y'all are sucking the financial life out of me. So he bought me a dachshund. I had that dachshund for years. She's gone now. But let me tell you, she and I both got thyroid issues. She had cushions. I was walking her in our neighborhood one day, and a little girl came out in her driveway, and she said, can I pet your groundhog? Oh, y'all. So about my husband. All right, so my husband is a big man and is 6'4". I'm 5'8". We breed big kids. And we wanted them to be in sports and when they were growing up, and so we made them do all kinds of mess they didn't want to do. And we put our boy, when he was little bitty, we put him in T-ball. He hated it. I don't know if any of y'all have had a baby play T-ball, but for those of you who don't know, T-ball season, it's about 110 degrees outside. It's little children that are 4 look like they've got a diaper on under their baseball pants or a pull-up. The games last about 3 hours. Nobody ever hits the ball, throws the ball, catches the ball, makes contact with the ball. My baby laid in a fetal position in the outfield the entire season. He never touched a ball. Every once in a while, he'd pop his little head up and say, water. One game, it was so hot, and I told the middle one to go out and take her brother a water bottle. She was about 2.5, and she went walking out there with a tutu and a crown and a wand and her pink prostitute shoes from Walmart. She walked about halfway, stopped, got a glazed look over her eyes, pulled her little panties to the side, and pooped in the T-ball field. She really did. So I had to run out there and get a stick and flick it into the woods.
You know, I met my husband and I fell in love with him. And I'm just going to tell you, I love my husband. I'm not embarrassed to tell you. I love that man, right? And I only tell you that because the shit I'm about to say. Just because you love someone doesn't mean you don't see them exactly who they are. Because on paper, if you set us up, we're a perfect match. I told you, I'm 100% Sicilian. He's first generation Italian boy from Brooklyn. Right? We should be perfect, but we're not. Because you want to know why? He is the nicest guy on the planet. He has the hope of a 14-year-old girl. Right? He believes everything is possible. And it is my job as a good wife to crush that spirit. You are never going to be a 47-year-old American Idol contestant. Get that shit right out of your head. Ridiculous. On paper, we're a perfect match. Real life, not so much. Didn't matter when we were dating that he's messy and I'm clean. Crazy clean, admittedly. I have a problem. I'm OCD. I watch hoarders and clean during commercials. Because I'm afraid a dead goat's going to fall through the television under 22 years worth of newspapers, and I will just burn the house down. That's what I will do. That's a very Italian thing to be clean. My grandmother was crazy clean. Wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, come back, your bed would be made. She'd be at you. You messy. You and the cockeye, so messy. Disgrazia, so mess. It's 2:30 in the morning, woman. I know, you hungry? Yeah, I could eat, whatever. We're just different in real life. It didn't matter when we were dating. It didn't matter that I have a master's degree and he has a GED. Not just a GED, he's got 2 because he sent away for an extra copy. Because it's a double major. It only matters now because we have our kid. Our son is 4 years old, right? I want to send him to preschool. My husband goes, what do you want to do that for? For that, right there. How about that? Exhibit A, huh? I gotta put a little purple beret up here? What do you want? How am I gonna stake my case? It's insane. If you find it funny, trust me and believe me that it will find you. Because when I go to sign my 4-year-old for preschool, I happen to find the one preschool in our area that not only do you have to fill out an application, you have to write an essay. To get a child into preschool, an essay. And I'm going to tell you something. If my essay can't get my son into that preschool, I will get an essay. I will get a Mexican gang member to terrorize that school board. This 4-year-old is getting into that school. I took it way too seriously. I was a student for too long. I wanted to write this beautiful essay. I got so nervous the deadline was coming up. My husband goes, I'll write it. Yeah. No. Not only will he not get in, we'll lose custody.
Now here's the deal. As you probably know, because I'm quite famous, I recently got a divorce from my ex-husband, Jimmy Big Balls. It's okay. It's very amicable. Thank God. And he also lost 98 pounds. Now, the reason I call him Jimmy Big Balls, you might not know. If you're stupid, you can't put 2 in. Okay, picture this guy's freaking head. Imagine 2 of those in a pair of Hanes tidy whities. Actual size. I mean, that sack, Jesus Christ, it looked like 2 little midgets fighting their way out of a pink hairy parachute. I hadn't seen anything that big and hairy since I gave Snooki a pap smear. God hates me. Even though Jimmy loses all this weight and looks great, every time he lost an ounce, it gravitated. And it migrated. And eventually settled in that beanbag chair of a sack until he had to hold it up when he took a just in case. And you know how I knew it was big? Oh, Maron, one day, he's laying in bed naked. And he goes, hey, check it out. I look, sir, his ball was resting on my side of the bed. See, you know, I try to be positive because I'm a person who projects much light and love. And I was like, oh my God, wow, at least we never have to buy throw pillows again. But you know what, folks? Since I'm telling you the truth, I will tell you this. I think that is the night that I knew the marriage was not meant to be. No, you laugh. But seeing that ball on the sheet and the other one on the nightstand. Now, like I said, I am one lucky that I do not have a nasty divorce. And part of it, I think, is that we didn't have kids. Now, black guy, are you a black? Or a half spick, half black? That would make you 6 years a slave, my friend. Look at the gay guys are getting worried. I'm like, help us. Okay, are you a black guy then? Oh, you're Jamaican. Oh, okay. No wonder this hot bitch is with you. Holy shit. How many kids you got? You got kids? You got kids, mother? You got kids? How many you got? Two. Yeah, son. How old are your kids? 4 and 10. Is this their mom? No, of course not. Why would you do it? You don't want to mess with fine traditions.
This guy, I don't know how he grew up. Like maybe they're on a budget or something. But like he come to me the other day, he's like, hey babe, can I use your toothbrush real quick? I said, what? Like, that's the option for you? Like you're thinking about it? Sick. He's like, what? It's just like kissing. We kiss at the same thing. I do not scrape off your tartar with my tongue. I mean, I know I'm pretty amazing. But I'm almost positive I cannot prevent cavities. My husband likes to leave his shoes right in the middle of a walkway. Like as soon as you open the door, boom, shoes. Now you couldn't kick them off to the side. That was hard to do. So all throughout the house, I just trip over shoes like, oi, sorry dog. And we're still real new, so like I still try to look cute when I sleep. I'll probably grow out of that one real quick. But right now, I still try to look cute, right? But it's kind of hard because I sleep with Invisalign trays in my mouth. So sometimes when I wake up, my lip will get stuck to the plastic tray. I wake up looking like Fire Marshal Bill. Like full on, let me show you something. My face will be all greasy. That's not cute. So when I feel myself starting to wake up, like I'll fix my lip real quick. I put grease on my lip like it's glass. Make it work. Make it work. And we're pretty good with decision making, right? Like he'll come to me with stuff, I'll come to him with stuff, like teamwork, you know. But every now and then he'll try to go off and do his own thing. Like recently we just bought some curtains for the house. And I told him, I said, when you're at the store, take a picture of them and send it to me before you buy it, right? But he forgot that part. So I came home to these gaudy Armenian curtains hanging in my house that are like 2 feet too short. I got high water curtains. Like first thing my brother came over the house, he's like, why you got capri pant curtains? My husband and I travel a lot for work. He travels with music, I travel with jokes. And sometimes we'll go to like some small town, like nobody has ever heard of this town. Like these people haven't even heard of their own town. And when you fly to a small town, you have to fly on a small plane. And I went to a town recently where the plane I was on, I don't even think it had an engine. I'm pretty sure it was a paper plane. Like it just had 2 propellers out front. Like as you step onto the plane, you had to take turns spinning the propeller. Like it's The Price is Right. I checked my seat assignment. It said shotgun. They had one flight attendant. She was wearing regular clothes and a name tag. Like real suspicious. And I fly a lot, so I'm used to the way things work on an airplane, right? I'm used to the announcements they make, like, flight attendants, prepare for landing. I'm used to hearing that kind of stuff, right? But on this plane, we got a different announcement. It sounded more like, Stephanie, we're coming in. Stephanie. What's this, a family-owned plane? Stephanie, if you have any more of that potato salad you made for the church picnic last week, you bring it on up to the cockpit. Thank you. Potato salad.